Stateside by Matthew Bernal. Over black, traffic. Man speaks.
It's not really the airline food at all. Did you know that? Yeah, it's just everything tastes like shit way up there. It has to do with the altitude, air pressure, I guess. Deadens the taste buds. And not just airplanes. Imagine what the astronauts deal with.
Interior car a day.
I wonder if astronauts' ears pop when they're going into space. Maybe there's some special space gum they chew. So, you feeling jet lagged?
The passenger, a quiet man quietly smoking a cigarette, blows smoke out the window, ignoring him. The driver reaches for a dial.
Okay then, we can listen to the radio.
No, leave it off.
Well, I have to have something to occupy myself with, you know. Beat that highway hypnosis shit. And all you managed by way of conversation since the airport is, thanks for the ride, and can I have a cigarette? You're welcome, by the way, for the cigarette. It was my last one. Are you even listening to me?
Yes. I'm smoking your last cigarette, astronauts chew gum, and you want to talk, so let's talk.
I want to talk, sure, but I don't want to force you into it. Maybe you got something on your mind. I hear that. Hey, as long as I know you're not just giving me the silent treatment.
I wasn't.
I'm glad to hear it. All I'm saying is, when a guy's just trying to be nice and asks you a nice question, you don't ignore him like a schizophrenic at the gas station, you answer him.
It was a stupid question.
What's stupid? All I asked is if you feel jet lagged.
It was an hour flight!
Well, Jesus Christ, I've never flown before, all right?
Silence. The passenger flicks his cigarette butt out the window.
So, your brother Sid, what's he been up to lately?
Sid? Not much lately.
How's he doing?
The passenger thinks for a moment.
It was a rough year.
Oh yeah? What's going on?
The passenger says nothing.
Hey, I understand if it's private. I'm not trying to pry. Just making polite chit-chat, you know? We can talk about anything you want. Anything at all.
Sid's dead, okay?
What?
He's dead.
Sid's dead?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm okay.
Is that why you're in town?
Yeah, his funeral and a few loose ends.
What happened?
It's a long story, but the short story is he fell from a tree.
The driver ponders over this for a moment.
And what's the long story?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
It's long.
Look, you can tell me if you want to tell me.
All right. I guess it started when Sid made friends with this guy named Gary. I think they worked together at Best Buy or something. So Gary got to telling Sid about this cousin of his, a guy whose name, I don't know, who, when he wasn't dealing drugs, used to work as a prop guy for a television studio where they filmed some cop shows. And I think he did the one with the bald guy. You know that bald guy? What was his name?
Michael Chiklis?
Yeah. Well, anyway. One time, Gary's cousin actually managed to swipe 3 legit-looking DEA uniforms from one of these shows. You know, bulletproof vest, the whole deal. And he's sitting on this stuff for years on end until one day he hears about this new dealer who's rolled into town named Paco. Some big-shot foreigner with his hands and everything, and I'm talking coke, meth, everything but age. You know, now, his house is always full of people, especially these 3 main guys, you know, his slingers. So Prop Guy gets the big idea for the 3 of them to dress up like vets and raid the place one night. Clean them out while they're all scared shitless.
The driver shakes his head.
Risky business.
Yeah, the way Sid told it to me, it went more or less like this.
Smash cut to exterior Paco's house night. Bang, bang, bang! Gary pounds on the front door while standing alone on the porch. Loud music plays inside.
Police! Open up! I don't even know if they're gonna hear us, guys.
Knock louder!
I'm knocking as loud as I can!
Sid suddenly appears next to Gary, brushing leaves off his shoulder.
What are you doing, Sid? Get back in the bushes! I said to hide in the bushes, damn it!
Screw that, I'm covered in leaves. This is not how it's done.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you an actual DEA agent now?
No, but I've seen enough cop shows to know that they don't hide in the goddamn bushes.
He's right, Gary. I don't think they do it like this.
Gary thinks for a second, then waves at Prop Guy to come over.
All right, get out of the bushes! Get out of the bushes!
Prop Guy joins them in the front of the door. Gary bangs on the door again, louder, longer.
Police! Somebody open this door right now!
Chains and locks unclick and unclatter from within, and a young woman cracks open the door. She regards the 3 of them for a moment, then calmly closes it. Interior, Paco's living room continued. Door bursts open as Sid, Gary, and Prop Guy charge in, guns drawn, and start covering the room.
DEA! DEA! Everybody freeze!
Paco's three slingers, who were sitting on the couch playing a video game, leap to their feet. Young woman number 2, who was sitting on one of their laps, screams and runs off toward the back door along with the first woman.
Hands on your heads! Hands on your
The
heads!
slingers obey.
Okay, now on your knees, all of you.
They drop to their knees in a row.
Yeah! Don't make us call in the rest of the guys in the squad!
Gary shakes his head at Sid, and Sid sort of shrugs.
All right, now the first one to tell us where Paco hides the stuff goes free.
Wait, where's Paco?
Where is Paco?
Prop Guy seizes slinger number 1 by his collar.
Answer us, asshole. Where is he?
Bathroom.
What?
In the bathroom.
What's he doing?
What do you think?
Interior Paco's bathroom. Toilet flushes as Paco walks over to the sink and turns it on. As he reaches for the soap, Prop Guy barges through the door, tackling him and taking him down. They rise in an awkward struggle, making their way over to, then inside of, the bathtub. Prop Guy finally manages to pin him over the rim of the tub. Paco grunts as he wrestles to free himself, his hands slapping against Prop Guy's face.
Damn it! I hope you washed your hands.
Prop Guy overpowers Paco enough to punch him in the face a few times. He then stands him up and rams him head first into the sink.
Now tell me where you keep it.
What?
The stash, asshole.
What stash?
I'm gonna use my taser on you like an electric toothbrush if you don't tell me where you keep the shit. Now tell me where you keep the shit.
In the garage!
What?
In the garage!
You mean the garage?
Yes!
What are you, British?
Yes, what are you, stupid?
Interior Paco's living room. Sid stands before the kneeling slinger number 1 while Gary goes around behind him with a pair of handcuffs.
Hands behind your back.
Gary cuffs him.
Which pocket is your wallet in?
Slinger number 1 nods to his left and Sid reaches into his pocket and pulls out his wallet. He flips it open and removes his license.
Okay then. Ezekiel Alvarez. Now as for you and your cronies here, it's the luckiest day of your lives. You see, we're here for Paco, and Paco only. So when all this is over and we've gotten what we came for, we're going to let you 3 go. But we're keeping your IDs, just so you remember who we are, and we know where you live.
Gary moves over to slinger number 2.
Wallet.
Not on me.
Really? Then maybe your buddies here will be nice enough to just tell us who you are then.
You guys picked a bad night to pull this.
Us guys are the DEA, so you better learn some goddamn respect and pull some identification out of your ass or you're going to jail.
I don't think so. Don't!
Gary removes slinger number 2's wallet from his back pocket.
Here it is. Forgot you had it on you?
Gary flips it open. As he does, a big, bright badge drops out and lands on the floor with a ringing thud. Astonished, Sid reaches down slowly and picks it up, studying it. He looks up to meet Gary's petrified gaze.
You motherfucker!
Slinger number 3 leaps to his feet and lunges for the couch where a gun is hidden inside a bag of Cheetos. Slinger number 2 rushes after him and they proceed to struggle for it, still in the bag, making it appear momentarily as though they are fighting over a bag of Cheetos. It finally falls off, the gun pointing chaotically in every direction.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
A gunshot fires into the ceiling. Smash cut to interior car day. The driver interrupts.
So one of the guys isn't undercover?
Yeah, with the DEA no less. So you see, they've been watching this guy Paco for a while, and the way he shuttled back and forth between here and Europe, they've been planning a raid on his place for months. And the night Sid and the guys chose to put their plan into action just happened to be that night.
That's some luck.
It gets worse.
Interior Paco's garage. Paco leads Prop Guy into his garage. Prop Guy's gun is pressed against his back.
Alright, keep your hands on your head. Don't even think about taking your hands from your head. Where's the light switch?
To your right.
Prop Guy flips the switch, flooding the garage with light.
Now where's the stuff?
In the cabinet over there.
Which one?
That one.
Hands on your head! Okay. Now we're going to walk real slow like over to the cabinet.
As they begin to walk, the gunshot through the ceiling rings out.
Shit! Hurry up, hurry up!
They reach the cabinet. Prop Guy takes out a trash bag and shakes it open.
Open it!
Paco does. Inside are large bags of white powder.
What's that?
The coat?
Put it in the bag.
He dumps the drugs into Prop Guy's trash bag.
Alright, now open that one.
Paco opens another compartment, revealing more bags of powder.
What's that?
More coat.
In the bag.
He drops them in as well.
Where's the rest?
He opens a drawer beneath the cabinet. Inside is one enormous bag of white powder.
What's that?
The H-bomb.
Paco picks it up.
I thought you didn't mess with that shit.
I don't.
Suddenly, he throws down the bag, his hand now grasping a gun that was concealed within it. Paco rushes Prop Guy, grabbing his wrist and twisting the gun away from him as he presses his own gun into his neck. He slams Prop Guy against the wall.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
Prop Guy does.
Now on your face! Flat on your face!
Prop Guy lies down on the floor. Prop Guy pushes his face flatter against the floor.
Now, tell me something. Just what kind of Fed wants all the drugs stuffed in a bin bag? Huh?
Paco starts patting him down.
Who are you? What's this?
He pulls a tag out from under the vest of his uniform. It reads, "Property of Warner Brothers Studio."
You're a goddamn imposter? Is that what you are? How many others in there?
2.
Just 2.
Yes.
Any others outside?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you lying to me?
No.
Paco puts his boot on Prop Guy's cheek.
You're sure you're not lying to me?
Yes. There's no one out there.
Paco takes Prop Guy's handcuffs and cuffs his hands behind his back. Then he walks on top of him on his way to the garage door and pushes a button.
This is why I'm never coming stateside again.
As the garage door rises, a group of 3 real DEA agents rushes in.
Freeze! Hands on your head! Drop the gun!
Paco drops the gun and is seized by the agents. Exterior, Paco's backyard, night. Drumming action movie beat. The back door flies open as Sid and Gary run out in a frantic scramble.
Go, 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 go!
So Sid and Gary get the hell out of there as fast as they can, but it's like the cops have the whole neighborhood under surveillance. So Paco's backyard had this luxury swimming pool that was all lit up at night. Now, this next part's gonna sound a little crazy, but Gary swore Sid was running so fast he actually saw him run straight across the pool without sinking and hop over the fence.
Sid is seen to run straight over the pool without sinking and hop the fence. Gary, bewildered at the sight but still running, veers off and jumps over a different gate. Exterior, street, night. Gary races breathlessly across the street, leaps up onto the gate of another backyard, then reaches from the gate to the limb of a large tree. As he begins scaling the tree, he notices a row of old wooden steps nailed to it. He moves over to the steps and climbs all the way up until pulling himself onto a floorboard in front of a treehouse at the top. He pushes open the front door of the treehouse and crawls inside. Interior, treehouse. Gary looks around inside, then turns in the darkness to see a little girl curled up in the corner with a flashlight and a book. Stunned, he raises his fingers to his lips.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just hiding. Just hide and seek, okay?
She closes her book and regards Gary with extreme curiosity. Exterior, street. Sid, limping and panting, cuts through the same backyard as Gary. He stops and stoops, catching his breath, then looks up at the same treehouse. The sound of a police siren jolts him, and he jumps the gate and begins climbing the tree with great effort, finding the same steps as Sid, then groaning in pain as he moves up each one, almost slipping here and there. In the distance, 2 agents appear. Interior, treehouse. Gary crouches against the door, listening carefully. A series of creaks and grunts causes him to back away in fright. Exterior, treehouse. Sid, still straining, reaches the door of the treehouse and starts to push it open. As he does, Gary suddenly pushes from the other side, causing Sid to stumble back. Sid's feet slip off the floorboard, but he manages to catch himself on the edge of it, one foot digging in unsteadily into a step. Gary looks down and sees him.
Sid!
As Gary bends down to help him, the little girl, looking through the window of the treehouse, shrieks and points down below where the 2 agents have begun running toward the tree. Gary looks over and sees them. He shouts and leaps back in horror, which shakes the single flimsy floorboard Sid is holding onto, breaking his grip. Simultaneously, the step his foot is planted on snaps out of place, sending him plummeting to the ground, screaming. Interior, treehouse. The door opens and a DEA agent crawls inside. He looks at Gary in the corner, curled up and sobbing, then at the calm little girl in the opposite corner with her book.
Are you alright, sweetheart?
Exterior, treehouse. Overhead view of the treehouse submerged in flashing lights. Sid's lifeless body sprawled at its roots. Interior, car, day. The passenger stares off through the window.
Christ alive, that is the craziest story I have heard in a long time. Sorry about Sid. He was a good guy.
Thanks. You know, that treehouse was a death trap. It belonged to the previous owners. That little girl wasn't even supposed to be up there. Parents said she snuck out. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I can't help but wonder, what if she hadn't been up there? Would Sid still be alive somehow? I mean, I know he shouldn't have been there. And I know it was just a little girl in a treehouse, but you know the way leads onto the way.
No, yeah, I hear you.
The passenger gives a small, sad shake of his head.
Sid. You can turn the radio on now.
The driver nods and turns a dial as music swells. Exterior highway. The car drives farther and farther away, disappearing over a hump in the highway.